इसके मुंह कम आ रहा है इसको। चेक करो ऑडियो। सर कर रहे ऑडियो चेक कर रहे हैं।
इसमें तो आ रहा है,
इसमें तो दिखा रहा है सर।
मारना हाँ इसमें
ये कह रहे लाइन 2 में ही रखो कि पहले जैसे किया था।
2 में रखो।
हाँ सर बोल
लाइन 2 में सेलेक्ट कर देते हैं। लो
लाइन 2 में ही रखो।
ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है, एकदम सही आवाज आ रही है।
सर बोल लाइन 2 में सेलेक्ट कर देते हैं।
अरे नहीं यार, ये तो इसका दिया है।
ये लाइन 2 में ही रखो। ठीक है एकदम सही आवाज आ रही है। सर बोल लाइन 2 में सेलेक्ट कर देते हैं। एक बार चल के बोल लो एक बार कर जाओ।
लो चेक करो।
हेलो हेलो
Good morning, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and members of the Asia Protected Areas Partnership, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the 7th Technical Workshop and 8th Steering Committee meeting of the Asia Protected Areas Partnership hosted by the Wildlife Institute of India here in Dehradun. This workshop is a significant gathering of professionals and experts in the field of conservation aimed at promoting effective management and governance of protected areas across the Asia-Pacific region. Over the course of the next 3 days, we will have the opportunity to exchange knowledge, best practices, and innovative solutions for the numerous challenges we face in conservation. The theme of this year's workshop is moving towards achieving Target 3 and 3030 agenda of the post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework of the Convention on Biological Diversity, which is highly relevant in today's world where the pressures of population growth, urbanization, and climate change are placing a significant burden on our natural ecosystems. Through various technical sessions, country updates, and discussions, we aim to achieve our common goal of conserving the species and their habitats across the vast region of Asia, while also considering the differentiated responsibilities and capabilities of each APAC member country. I am confident that the next 3 days will be highly productive, filled with fruitful discussions, and will pave the way for greater collaboration and partnerships among the APAC members. I wish you all a very successful workshop and hope that you make the most of this opportunity to learn, share, and grow. It's now time to welcome our dignitaries to the dais. I'd like to call upon stage Shri Vivash Ranjan, Additional Director General of Forest Wildlife, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. I'd like to call upon Shri Rohit Tiwari, Inspector General of Forest Wildlife, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. Mr. Rakibul Amin, Head IUCN South Asia Sub-Region. Shri Virendra Tiwari, Director, Wildlife Institute of India. Shri Sunil Sharma, Joint Director, Wildlife, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. Thank you. I'd now like to request Mr. Rakibul Amin from the IUCN to please present our dignitaries on stage with a welcome memento courtesy IUCN. Present this IUCN welcome memento to Mr. Rakibul Amin. Thank you. I'd now like to call upon Shri Rohit Tiwari, Inspector General of Forest Wildlife, MOFCC, for his welcome remarks.
Good morning. Additional Director General of Forests, MOFCC, India, Mr. Rakibul Amin, Director of Wildlife Institute of India, participants from APAC countries, officials of Government of India and Government of Uttarakhand, and all of those who are present here today. I welcome you all to the 7th technical meeting of the Asia Protected Area Partnership. Asia is a region exceptionally rich in biodiversity, and is home to some of the most biodiverse ecosystems in the world. Its protected areas play a crucial role in conserving its biodiversity, providing habitat to endangered animals, providing crucial ecosystem services, and mitigating the effects of climate change. But this rich biodiversity is combined with a population that's close to 60% of the world's population, rapid economic growth, and illegal wildlife trade and the vulnerability to climate change. So APAP, the Asia Protected Area Partnership, was launched in recognition of the scale and complexity of these challenges and the need for collaboration among the countries of the region. It's a regional platform that aims to strengthen the management and governance of protected areas in Asia, and it's committed to fostering collaboration and knowledge exchange among the countries of the region. It aims to facilitate improved conservation outcomes for the protected areas of Asia and aims to support regional and national efforts in this direction. In the last few years, APAP has developed into a region-wide partnership which can serve as a platform for building capacity and sharing good practices among its members through workshops, meetings of the APAP steering committee, and similar activities. In the years to come, APAP hopes to do more by building on these foundations and to help countries manage their protected areas better and also contribute to global targets on conserving and protecting biodiversity. It has great potential to promote cooperation among member countries and also among multiple stakeholders who benefit from these protected areas. India has been a member of APAP since 2016, and in December 2020, we became the third co-chair of APAP, taking over from Korea. India is a country rich in wildlife and biodiversity, and we have successfully managed our protected areas and our endangered species. But being a country with a large population, we are faced with a number of challenges in protecting our protected areas, and our protected area managers have to find ways to deal with these challenges. So in APAP, we find a forum where we can share our experiences and learn from the experiences of others. So the decision to hold this technical meeting was taken soon after India became co-chair of APAP in December 2020. And it's a steering committee meeting, which was held in July 2022. It was decided that the next technical committee meeting will be held in India. But in the interim, the CBD COP15 resulted in the convening Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, which is of great significance to this partnership because it's a call for action on our targets on global biodiversity, which are relevant to all the countries of the region. And now that we have a global biodiversity framework before us, which clearly lays down the goals and targets that we should work towards, we know what we have to do and we need to work towards these targets. So indeed, the theme of this meeting is moving towards implementation of Target 3 of the convened Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework. The target that the theme of this workshop is to do with protected areas and OECMs, which will be discussed during the workshop in more detail. And we also plan to discuss issues related to the overall strategy of APAC and identify its priorities for the next 2 years. A meeting of the steering committee that will follow this inaugural session. So I look forward to the discussions in the workshop, and I'm sure we will benefit from the exchange of ideas in these 3 days, and that by the end of these 3 days, we will have a clear plan before us on how to move towards these targets going forward. I hope you will find the discussions useful and enriching. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now may I request Mr. Rakibul Amin, Head IUCN South Asia Sub-Region, to address this esteemed gathering.
Sri Rohit Tiwari, Inspector General of Forest, Wildlife, Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. Sri Vivash Ranjan, Additional Director General of Forest, Wildlife, Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. Sri V.R. Tiwari, Director, Wildlife Institute of India. Sri Sunil Sharma, Joint Director, Wildlife, Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Also among the audience, we have Dr. Rajiv Bhattari, Chairman, Uttarakhand Biodiversity Board, Dr. Samir Singh, Chief Wildlife Warden, Ms. Renu Singh, Director, Forest Resource Institute of India. Good morning, everybody. I would say it's a pleasure and honor to be present in this gathering here today, where the conservation experts, leaders and policymakers have gathered on one platform to shape and strengthen the framework for protected and conserved area and overall contribute to the conservation of biodiversity. I'm representing Dr. Dinder Kampilan, our Regional Director of IUCN Asia and co-chair of APAP. He sent his sincere apology to the Ministry and to our host and delegations of APAP, as he couldn't participate due to an important engagement. However, he has shared his brief video messages, which I will play later. We are meeting here today when 1/3 of the world's land is degraded or degrading, and we are losing species at an unprecedented rate never seen before. Committing to an ambitious, interconnected, effective site-based conservation network for biodiversity and ecosystem services is essential to rise to the global challenges. Accordingly, Asia Protected Area Partnership, or APAP, was established to facilitate the improved conservation outcome for protected and conserved areas in Asia, in accordance to the Sendai Charter and the Strategic Plan for Biodiversity. APAP aims to facilitate strengthening transboundary and regional cooperation, among others, that we already have been discussed by my previous speaker, for in both landscape and in seascape, or land and marine protected areas. In a multidisciplinary platform, a multi-country platform like APAP and our World Commission on Protected Area, IUCN works to establish practice, standards and policies that maximize the effectiveness of protected and conserved areas, promote the sustainable use of landscape, and advance justice and equity in conservation. When I was entering the hall, a poster caught my eyes. It's written that India is taking the role to provide leadership to the world, which is indeed, with its diverse biodiversity, the enormous protected area network in India, its leadership in G20, and as a chairmanship in the APAP. We expect, and we expect, and we have seen the effective leadership from India in global biodiversity, in implementing global biodiversity framework, in planning out and panning out the post-2020 biodiversity framework, especially Target 3 and the 3030 agenda across Asia. Since ancient time, India stood for its belief or Vasudeva Kutumbakum, or the whole world is one family. We are sure that the country will facilitate a global collaboration that will create more biodiversity-rich planet and a right balance for people and nature. At the end of the 3 days of ABAP membership, members collectively will help to shape meaningful roadmap for building 2030 vision for Asia's protected and conserved area. Before I finish, I request the organizer to play our regional directors. Okay. With these words, let me finish and thank you again, Host India, for hosting this APAP, Asia Protected Area Partnership meeting, third meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I'd now like to request Shri Virendra Tiwari, Director of WII, to come forward and share his insights with us.
Dignitaries on dais, representatives from ABAP countries, senior officials of Government of India and state government, ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning to you all. I warmly welcome you all to the IUCN Asia Protected Area Partnership meeting here at Wildlife Institute of India, Dehradun. As you are aware, WII, which is an autonomous organization of Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, has played a key role in field of wildlife conservation and protected area management, not just in India, but in the wider region of Asia as well for close to 4 decades. Our flagship diploma and certificate courses in wildlife management have trained close to 1,400 professionals, including nearly 300 foreign personnel from 15 countries. Likewise, the master's course in wildlife science and our research projects have also catered to both Indian and foreign students. WI's scientific research has been oriented towards conservation of India's key species, including the tiger, lion, snow leopard, wolf, swamp deer, hangul, turtle, pekin, hispid hare, river dolphin, king cobra, among others. A conservation management initiative through the Endangered Species Recovery Program, including the Great Indian Bustard, Gangetic Dolphin, Dugong, and the Sangai. Some of these efforts are considered as international best practices. And WI has provided technical support to regional countries in wildlife species and conservation matters. Crucial policy and management interventions have been made by WI in the area of biogeographic classification of India, environmental impact assessment, management planning code for wildlife protected areas, National Biodiversity Action Plan, National Wildlife Action Plan, concept of core and buffer in tiger reserves, management effectiveness evaluation of PS, human-wildlife conflict mitigation, blue economy, doubling tiger population target, and reintroduction of tiger, gaur, and cheetah. WI is investing in developing capabilities of wildlife forensics, genetics, and disease control that cater to both Indian and foreign countries. Other current thematic conservation initiative, including smart green linear infrastructure, coastal and marine ecosystem conservation, National Mission for Clean Ganga, National Mission for Sustaining the Himalayan Ecosystem, Central Asian Flyway Special Species Initiative under the Conservation of Migratory Species, etc. WI has collaborated with host of national and international agencies and institutions with the objective of mutual benefit in the wildlife conservation domain. In particular, UNESCO accorded approval for establishment of a Category 2 center at WIA, which was approved by the Union Cabinet in 2015, with the purpose of strengthening the implementation of the World Heritage Conservation in Asia and Pacific region. The WI C2C has been active in capacity building, nomination documentation, outreach, advisory and technical support for natural heritage matters in the country and the region. I hope that this APAC meeting also provides us with the opportunity to learn, share, enhance cooperation, and brainstorm for solutions and guidance to our conservation priorities. Thank you very much. I wish you a pleasant stay and invite you to enjoy our campus. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I'd now like to extend a warm invitation to Shri Vivash Ranjan, Additional Director General of Forest Wildlife, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, for the keynote address.
Good morning and namaskar. Delegates at dais, the delegates from the partner countries, the faculties and students of the WII, my senior colleagues from the various premier institutions, Chief Wildlife Warden, Uttarakhand, the officers from the Integrated Regional Office, Dehradun. Once again, we welcome you in India. India welcomes the APAC and its mission to promote cooperations among countries for effective protected area management. The wildlife conservation has to go beyond protected areas to the larger landscapes, which helps in maintaining or enhancing the genetic exchange between metapopulations and significantly improving the prospect of their long-term persistence. Landscapes catering to megavertebrates, including mesofaunal populations, serve to protect overall biological diversity of the region. Participations of people is important and imperative for ensuring successful landscape level restorations and conservations. We would like to bring that India has now a network of almost 998 protected area network, including 106 national parks, 567 wildlife sanctuaries, 105 conservation reserves, and 220 community reserves, covering a total area of almost 1.74 lakhs square kilometers of the total geographical area of the country. Country has its own geographical boundaries, but wild animals decide their own boundaries, extending the geographical locations and the boundaries. The challenges before us, including all the partner countries, are manifold. Like ecology versus economy, that is, the developmental activities fragment the PAs. Loss of corridors for free movement and genetic diversity. Frequent fire incidences in the PAs resulting emergence of invasive alien species at the cost of native species, increasing trend of human-wildlife conflict, surveillance and zoonotics, industrializations of the aquatic landscapes, increasing tendency to have a wild species as a pets, causing illegal trafficking and trade. It is a new challenge what India is facing now. So how to cope up these challenges, enhance the inter-regional cooperations among the countries is ahead of us. All the partner countries have to reach on a consensus for protecting, promoting and expanding PAs in all the three landscapes, whether it is a terrestrial landscapes, whether it is a aquatic landscapes, whether it is a aerial landscapes, through sharing their best practices on policies, on governance, on legislation. Secondly, every habitat has its own carrying capacity of faunal populations. Time has come to deliberate the PA's carrying capacity for successful establishment of meta populations, so that the rising human-wildlife conflict may be addressed with the help of people's participations. Thirdly, the corridor connectivity across the range countries, across the partner countries, can be seen as a dream. That is why this partnership has come into existence. So this is the area where the genetic diversity and species pluralism can show the path of biodiversity enrichment. I would like to share one of the thematic priority in the G20 countries meeting is degraded landscape restorations through ecosystem-based approach and biodiversity enrichment. The two thematic priority landscape have been chosen by the country. One is forest fire affected areas, another is mining affected areas. How these two areas can play to enrich the biodiversity in the terrestrial landscapes in all the countries. For the first time in the G20, the restoration has not been restricted to only greening the areas. Rather, restoration can be complete only after the establishment of faunal populations, keystone species in that particular landscapes. So in the history of G20 countries meeting, since 2008, for the first time, the recognitions to the wild animal populations in the affected degraded landscapes have been identified and have been given the important significance. There is a steering committee meeting today. I would request all partner countries to flag the important issues of their countries in PA's management in terms of achieving targets of global biodiversity framework. Not only target 3, you can go beyond 3 also. There are 23 targets, 9 goals. You will be surprised in the G20 deliberations, since I am one of the thematic head of the G20 countries meeting, the countries requested that since all the countries had adopted the GBF, please suggest the mechanism, the framework, the pathway to achieve the targets listed in the GBF, Kunming-Montreal Protocol. So it is now the responsibility of all the countries to find out the path how to achieve the target listed in the GBF. India has a number of success stories like conservation of elephant, tiger, lion, cheetah, dolphins, great Indian bustards. So there are every category of the landscapes. Conservation breeding program have been successfully being implemented by the country. The latest effort by India is the release of cheetah in Kuno National Parks, the world's first intercontinental large wild carnivore translocation project. APAP can play a very critical role in fostering regional cooperations, facilitating knowledge exchange, and providing technical support in helping countries to achieve their national and international commitments related to biodiversity conservation and sustainable development. Globally acclaimed institutes such as WII, FRI, BSI, ZSI have been carrying out the scientific inputs, researches, studies on biodiversity and quality training programs. You will be surprised to know that every year the premier institutes like BSI and ZSI is recovering 200 to 300 species which has not been known to the world. So at one hand, we are talking about arresting the biodiversity loss, but on the other hand, the premier institutes like BSI and ZSI is recovering the species which has not known to the world. India has supported the development of APAP strategic plan for 2018-2022, which focuses on enhancing the effectiveness of protected areas management through better collaborations and knowledge sharing among member countries. India, with its conservation experiences, is in a position to play a very significant leadership role in assisting and addressing the countries of Asia region on protected area management and conservation agenda at the country as well as the transboundary cooperations level. Once again, we wish this technical workshop comes out some concluding and implementable suggestions for the partner countries so that all the partner countries can benefit from their expertise to each other. Once again, thank you all, and we wish to have a successful and doable outcomes from this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'd now like to request our Director, Wildlife Institute of India, Shri Virendra Tiwari ji, to please help felicitate our dignitaries on the dais. May I request Dr. Gautam Talukdar to please felicitate our Director, Shri Virendra Tiwari. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dipali. May I now request and invite Shri Sunil Sharma, Joint Director, Wildlife, MOHCC, for a vote of thanks.
Additional Director General, Wildlife, Mr. Himan Forest and Climate Change. Dignitaries on dais, distinct delegates representing APAP countries, officer representing
primary institutions located in Dehradun, WA faculty members, and everyone who's a part of the WS family. Namaskar. It's indeed my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of Ministry of Environment, Forests, Climate Change to this inaugural session of 7th Technical Workshop of APAC. I express my gratitude to the Additional Director General Wildlife, Shri Vajpayee, who spares valuable time despite his busy schedule to guide us and the delegates. My sincere appreciation to the Inspector General of Forests, Shri Rohit Tiwari, for his valuable guidance and support in the conduct of this program. I extend my gratitude to Mr. Rakibul Amini, Head IUCN, South Asian Sub-Region, for his presence in this workshop. I thank all the member countries of APAC, and in particular the delegates and participants from Bangladesh, Japan, Maldives, Mongolia, Myanmar, Nepal, the Republic of Korea, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Vietnam, for being physically participating in this workshop. I also thank the delegates from Indonesia who are participating as observers. I thank the esteemed speakers representing the IUCN, APAC, Asia Pac Congress, and WCPA, who are connected remotely for the valuable presence at this program. My greeting to the dignitaries representing various organizations. I personally thank Dr. Rajiv Bhattari, Chairman, Uttarakhand Biodiversity Board, Dr. Samir Sinha, Chief Wildlife Warden, Uttarakhand Forest Department, Dr. Rakesh Dogra, representing ICFRI, Shri Sushil Avasthi from IGNFA, Shri Anup Singh, representing Forest Service of India, Dr. Renu Singh, Shri Pankaj Agrawal, in charge, Indicated Regional Office Dehradun, Dr. Saket Badola, and officers representing the ZSI and BSI Northern Regional Office. I take this opportunity to thank the co-organizer, the IUCN Asia Regional Office, Bangkok, for the association and cooperation hosting this event. I sincerely thank Shri Virendra Tiwari, Director of Wildlife Institute of India, and his team for their valuable contribution in organizing this program. I commend this effort made by the support staff who are making all the arrangements behind the scene, and especially Dr. Gautam Talukdar. I may kindly condone if inadvertently I missed out some name. So thank you all once again. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. It is now time to preserve our memory of this workshop and also refuel for the sessions to come. Can I please invite our participants for a group photograph in front of the auditorium, followed by high tea in the hall or foyer for our workshop attendees. We will reassemble here after tea at 11:30 a.m. There are also two announcements. Our workshop participants are requested that after the group photograph, they are requested to submit their respective presentations to Ms. Ananya and the IT team. Also, there's a housekeeping announcement for all WI researchers and staff. Please proceed to the Green Lounge for your high tea after collecting the coupons. Thank you.